Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome back to another episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli. This is episode number 62, and today we're starting off with a round of 32 tie in the Deutsche Pokal as we play host to Hoffenheim in the German Cup, which is really interesting because last year we took on Hoffenheim in the round of 32 of the Deutsche Pokal, but that was away from home, and of course we were knocked out of the first round we entered. So this year looking for revenge, but once again fielding a completely weakened side. Because right now, on the back of our 2-0 win over Schalke, we are on a 7-game win streak, and we are top of the Bundesliga and top of our Champions League group as well. So we've got far bigger fish to fry this season. The Cup is our third priority. We're not fussed about it. And if we go out once again to Hoffenheim around the 32 stage, I won't mind at all. But, as you can hear in the background, 4 minutes in, we actually took the lead through Mario Gomez, scoring once again already his third goal for the club as he makes it St. Pauli 1, Hoffenheim 0. And there were some of you guys saying, why on earth would you buy Mario Gomez? Why would you sign Mario Gomez? What is the point in that? He's going to retire this year. He's nowhere near as good as he was when he was in his prime. Well, the reason I've signed him is because last season the goals dried up towards the end of the year. We need a regular goal scorer to bring in to the team when my current boys in the first 11 aren't doing the job, or we've got an injury crisis or whatever. Mario Gomez will always score regardless of the club he plays for, and I knew he'd score for St. Pauli as well. 3 goals already, and he's had a really good start in limited minutes for his Buccaneers start here. But 1-0 to St. Pauli. It could have become 2-0 as well in the 90th minute, and it did as well. Gomez not scoring, but assisting his strike partner for this game. Takes his time, pokes it through the gap towards Thomas Olivier Amang, who smashes the ball in and makes it 2-0 to St. Pauli. And this really sort of just summed up the run we're on right now. Doesn't matter what team we put out there, doesn't matter who we face, we always feel confident of getting the win. I also decided to bring on Vestrate, by the way, after you saw him in the last episode. He's only got 1-star skills. You guys said you should keep him and loan him out as opposed to sell him and cash in ASAP. So we will keep him. We will keep him. I always honor what you guys put in the poll. So we will keep Vestrate, Maxime Vestrate here, but I still can't pronounce that name. But either way, he's only got 1-star skill moves, so don't expect much other than a few fake shots this season when I'm using him. But he's got some nice hair, so I guess we'll keep him and loan him out and see how he looks next season. But the final score, St. Pauli 2, Hoffenheim 0. Anyway, this was a really routine victory, a very comfortable 2-0 win. And once we got ourselves 2 goals up in the first half through Gomez and Amang, we just never looked back. And Hoffenheim for the entire game did pretty much exactly nothing. I mean, you see there in the stats, 0 shots, 0 on target, a high pass accuracy. They won the possession battle, but that counts for absolutely nothing. We are going through to the round of 16 of the Deutsche Pokal, delighted with that. And also as well, I did decide to change Mario Gomez's number to his preferred 33 as well. I think he deserves it after 3 goals already. He's going to get number 33 now. Thanks to everyone suggesting that, by the way. I apologize it took so long to do it, but it's one of those things, like when I change numbers, I have this really big superstition. I don't like to do it mid-season unless enough people request it. So Gomez has a number changed to 33, and there you go. It's not a realistic thing, by the way. It's not a realistic thing changing mid-season. It really is superstition. I always feel like if I change the number of the player mid-season and they're playing well, I'll then sort of have some sort of weird reaction and I just won't play well with them anymore. I don't know why. It's just something I never like to do. But it is changed, and the Rottweiler has now lost his 33, which of course we assigned to him when we first got him out of the academy, and now he's going to wear number 25 instead, which to be honest, I actually kind of like on the Rottweiler. Being a centre-back, 25 sounds like quite a good number for a CV. But anyway, look at the squad report after the academy update as well. A couple of players in that academy still looking really good. Of course, the standouts are Jules LeBlanc and Romain Willems as well. They look absolutely fantastic. 2 more Belgian beasts to join Maxime, and I'm hoping they won't have 1-star skill moves, or probably 1-star weak foot, no, in my luck. But either way, they still look really good, and I'll promote them soon. And also look at the squad report as well. You can see how the players are currently getting on in our team right now. Healthy attribute changes for most of our players. I'm still quite surprised, by the way, that Valena has maxed out at 81. He's actually started this season off better than last year. Last year, Valena was a little bit average at best, but this season he's been really good to start the campaign off, but he's not growing at all. So I'm actually quite sad about that, because I thought it'd be a really good midfielder that gets to a mid-80s overall, but it seems like he's maxed out at 81 now, which isn't bad. It's still very good, but again, a little bit disappointing, I suppose. Look at the league table. That's the most important thing. As you see right now, we are top of the table by 3 points, with Bayern Munich in second. They are the only team so far yet to lose in the Bundesliga, but right now being 3 points behind us and 7 goals behind us as well. That defeat to them so far, our only defeat of the season season so far is not as bad as it possibly could have been. You see the Champions League, we are top of the group as well with 9 points. Ajax have got 6 and sit in second place. United in third with 3 and Besiktas fourth with 0. And in the Deutsche Pokal, we'll be taking on Borussia Mönchengladbach in the round of 16 at the Millantor. And Borussia Mönchengladbach is our opponents for the second game of today's episode as we travel away from home to Mönchengladbach to take them on at Borussia Park, a lovely real stadium in the game, as we go in search of our 8th win of the season in the league so far, as we aim to stay top of the table and keep on pulling away from Bayern Munich. We know we can't afford to slip up. We did that last year, let Bayern overtake us, and we never caught up again. So this season we cannot afford to lose our spot at top of the table, and we need to keep on winning in every single game, including this one here away at Borussia Park.
Just a quick word on this super scoring season for the visiting team today.
Well, they've been full of goals and coming from all areas of the pitch too.
And coming into this game, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith were quick to discuss our fantastic goal-scoring prowess this season, top scorers of the division so far. And of course, last season we weren't top scorers of the league. I think we were the 3rd or possibly even 4th highest scorers of the Bundesliga last year. This season, keen to reclaim our throne as the most prolific attack in the land. And just 3 minutes in and straight from kickoff, we were to show what we are all about as we put it on full display straight away for the fans here at Borussia Park. Charities scoring once again his 4th goal in 4 league games. The Italian right now is in the form of his life, and you can see why we rejected those bids midway through the season last year. This guy is unbelievable, and a pickup I would recommend for any career mode you guys are doing. He's alright out wide, but of course after you guys told me to switch him back to play his natural position, which is cam, he has been unplayable and unstoppable. So 1-0 St. Pauli, Chichariti with the goal, and we go in front. But sadly, 19 minutes in, there was going to be disaster for St. Pauli, because one player that's also been unstoppable for us this season, El Toro, was taken down and the ball was forced off through injury. For an injury, looked like it was in his shoulder or elbow region perhaps. As you can see, he tries to go step over here, tries to get inside, gets taken down, lands awkwardly on that left arm, and unfortunately was forced off the pitch so early on in the game as Keikuta Mane would come along and play alongside Yusuf Poulsen up top. So a big blow there, El Toro injured and off the pitch, and hopefully he won't be out for too long, because that is extremely worrying with our last season's Golden Boot winner hitting the deck and not being able to get up. So 1-0 to St. Pauli with El Toro injured made sure that in the first half we were beginning to sort of feel a little bit pressured now. You know, we were without our second highest scorer this season, without our top scorer last year. We created one more chance, but other than that, knocked the ball around for the most part, just kept our foot on the ball and sort of looked a little bit lost when going forward, knowing that our second highest scorer was out for the rest of the game. So still 1-0. Mönchengladbach tried to respond here 7 minutes after the restart. Leno making a really important save at his near post and keeping the score at 1-0. And as we took our foot off the gas and stopped inflicting pressure, Mönchengladbach applied pressure of their own and from the corner scored the equalising goal through Josip Drmic and made it 1-1 just 8 minutes after the restart. And I've done this so many times before, you know, taking my foot off the gas when I'm worried about something else, like the El Toro injury in this game. And Drmic took full advantage from Mönchengladbach heading in that corner and made it 1-1. We couldn't feel sorry for ourselves knowing El Toro was out for the rest of the game. We still had to keep playing our natural game and look for a second goal to get ourselves back in front. Yusuf Poulsen, our top scorer this season, found Victor Andrade into Moses Odja. Patiently we probed, looked for an opening in defence, and as Poulsen played it through to Mane off the bench, a lovely turn, tick out Nico Schultz as he finessed the ball into the back of the net and made it 2-1 to St. Pauli. And with 20 minutes to go, we restored our lead and got ourselves back in front, even in the absence of the ball. So 2-1 to St. Pauli. I bought on Mane, by the way, because I didn't really feel like Davy Selke would do it in the Bundesliga. He didn't do it last year, only 1 goal. I thought it's best to give Mane a chance up top as well, as he doesn't play often. When he does play, he plays quite well, putting alongside Poulsen, and Mane with the finish made it 2-1 after a lovely little turn and passing move. So back in front in this game, St. Pauli restored their lead. Thank goodness for that, because we really were rocking up until that point. With 12 minutes to go, a great chance to make it 3-1 and wrap the points up. Mane, our goal scorer, gave it to Valena, across towards Kala off the bench, who played an amazing ball towards Gao at the back stick, who scored his first goal for St. Pauli and ran to the away fans in the corner to celebrate his first goal as a Buccaneer as he makes it Mönchengladbach 1, St. Pauli 3. So Gao is going to get some minutes this season. You saw him a few times last year. This year I'll give him a few more games. And what a ball by Kala, by the way, retiring at the end of his contract. Doesn't play very much, but of course I've never sold him. Wanted to keep him here, and that is exactly why. I mean, it's not. He's mainly for dressing room feel, realistic feel. But either way, it was a great ball regardless, and a really, really great finish by Gao. So 3-1 the final score. We get those 3 points, but the Toro injury was all that was on my mind come the end of the game. I'm delighted to extend the win streak to 9 games. That's fantastic news. The longest win streak of the series goes on, but either way, El Toro getting injured, that is the worst possible news because he has been fantastic this year like he was all of last year, and he's going to be out for 8 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. There is the confirmation of the injury. El Toro out for 8 weeks, that's about 2 months, and he's probably going to come back in early January. He most likely won't return before the winter break. And that's a real shame because there's some big games to come. There's obviously our final 3 Champions League games to come. And to miss El Toro for some really important matches still to play in this calendar year, that's a really, really big blow. Because you know what happened once El Toro was off the pitch? We started to struggle a little bit, started to feel a little bit out of sync, out of rhythm. And knowing he's out again for 8 weeks, that's a big blow. He might come back in mid-December, possibly for a couple of games, but it's looking likely we won't see him again until 2020. So gutted about that, really, really am, because I think we can cope without him. Paulson has been our top scorer this season, and I feel like if we just keep our heads in the game, keep our eyes on the prize, we will be able to continue to score goals and play our natural way. But it is still a big blow. Let's be honest here. El Toro is one of the big reasons as to why we've made such progression with St. Pauli over the past couple of years, and knowing he's going to be out for again until January, you'd say at the earliest, is a very big disadvantage. Still, for the third of 4 games today, we will take on Besiktas here in our 4th Champions League group stage game, as he's on the side right now without a point in the group so far. I was thinking this would probably be a formality for us in the easiest game of the group, taking them on here at the Millentor Stadion. However, in the first half we did nothing. There was basically nothing to report other than one chance for Gökhan Töre, whose shot went over the bar and behind for a goal kick. And in the second half we tried to get ourselves in front and settle some nerves, but even started to restart. Kleibert's header went over the bar and behind for a goal kick from this corner, and to be honest, we just really struggled. I mean, we really struggled to create anything. Besiktas didn't exactly dominate possession, but I struggled to get the ball off them, and when I did, my passing was really poor in this game. I couldn't really create anything. We left it far too late to get chances. That shot by Zlatan's regen, well saved by the goalkeeper, and then from the cross, what a stop this was by Fabricio to deny Lundin from making it 1-0 and scoring his first goal for St. Pauli. We kept the pressure on before Kai shot in wide the post and behind for a goal kick, and as that was the final kick of the game finished 0-0, and we had a very poor goalless draw against Besiktas to end our long win streak. So our win streak with St. Pauli ends after 9 games in all competitions, and to be honest, I'm very surprised about it as well, because out of all the teams we could have ended our win streak against, at home to Besiktas, who without a point in the Champions League group so far, I was very surprised by that. And a goalless draw too, the first time we failed to score this season as well. That's another big blow. So a few things getting ended in this game here. Of course, our win streak gets ended, our winning streak in the Champions League gets ended as well. We've now failed to win for the first time in the Champions League group. We failed to score for the first time this season. It was just a really bad and surprisingly bad game as well. You know, on a 9-game win streak, I did not think it was going to end there. And to have a goalless draw too, the first game we failed to score in this season, just extremely frustrating. And it is worth pointing out, our last game against Besiktas in the group opener, we only won it through a very late winning goal. But it still doesn't distract you from the fact that it's not good enough to have a 0-0 draw in a game which could have guaranteed qualification with 2 games to spare had we won it. So very disappointed with that. We just have to pick ourselves up though, and even though the win streak is gone, you know, remember the positives. You know, think about the positives, focus on the positives. We are still top of the group. We are still 1 win away from qualifying with a game to spare. We are still top of the table in the league and through to the round of 16 in the cup as well. It's still been a great start to the season. That's just a mini blip, and that's just how it is. We only had 2 mini blips this season as well. If that's one of them, then I'm not that bothered about it. But still, a scouting update there from 2 scouts based in Ivory Coast and Belgium as well, Marcus Falker and Torben Fischer, giving us some more youth players to look at before we move into our 4th and final game of today's episode as we play host to decide whose name I've just forgotten. It's Stuttgart, isn't it? Yeah, Stuttgart. I knew it was. I was just thinking, hang on a minute, what kit is that? Stuttgart. Yeah, we take on Stuttgart for the fourth and final game of today's episode as we take on the newly promoted side, who of course we began the series in title contender battles with in the Zweite Bundesliga way back in season 1. And with this being our first league game without El Toro as well, I was wondering how we get on with Poulsen and a Mang starting up top together, not Davy Selke, as again he never does it in the league. Well, in the first half we didn't really do much. It was still 0-0, only one chance which fell to Charities, but his shot was easily saved by the goalkeeper. Stuttgart dominated possession, but in the second half we did what we do pretty much all season long, and that's play to our strengths, using our pace on the break, getting ourselves forward, looking for chances, and most importantly, scoring goals. 2 minutes after the hour mark, when the game was still deadlocked at 0-0, Charities was sent down the left-hand side after a quick break, whipped across into the centre, and who's there at the far post? Yusuf Poulsen with the muscle flex celebration, showing that he is the main man this season, not El Toro, and saying, Docs, don't worry about it, bruv. I've now got 10 goals in the season already. I'm the top scorer of the league, and I'll be the top scorer of the season this year as well, after I missed out last year due to injury. 1-0 St. Pauli, Poulsen opens the scoring, and then 6 minutes later, we would make it 2-0 through Charities doing it once again. This is unbelievable. I mean, Poulsen's in good form right now. Charities in unbelievable form. It's 5 goals in 5 league starts for Amato Charities. The Italian gets on the end of a Justin Kluivert through ball after another really good counter-attack. Lightning strikes twice as we make it 2-0 to St. Pauli. And would Lightning strike thrice? Because in the 87th minute, as Stuttgart surrender possession, Mane wins it back. We go on the break. We find Poulsen, who scored our first goal. He plays to Charities, who scored our second, who goes through. He's caught up by Baumgartel, but keeps holding the ball, takes his time, thinks it inside, and he says, here you go, Yusuf, I've scored one. I want to get the assist this time. You get your second, and we'll make it 3-0. St. Pauli 3, Stuttgart 0. Charities and Poulsen running the show together, linking up for the first and third goals. Charities once again getting the assist for Yusuf Poulsen as we win the game comfortably by 3-0, and we're sitting there saying, Rodolfo who? We're not troubled, we're not worried, we'll miss the ball, of course we will. We love the ball, we love our scout future star. He's the headline part of our attacking focus. He is the main man for goals, or he was last season with the golden boot, but this year Poulsen wants to be that main man, and with 11 goals already, Charities on fire as well. I'm still confident we'll stay top of the table, continue to score goals, and get our win streak back on track once again as we extend our unbeaten run and get a big 3-0 win here against Stuttgart. And we may not have played, especially well. Stuttgart dominated possession. I struggled to get too many chances. We were very clinical, scored every single shot on target, and looked a much better team than our opponents despite them dominating possession. But that will end today's episode of our Road to Glory career mode with St. Pauli, guys. So a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode of the RTG, then please do consider leaving a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and it would help the channel out as well. St. Pauli are top of the table by 7 points, are the league's highest scorers with 27 goals in 10 games, and after 9 wins in our first 10, we are looking very, very strong at the top of the table, and hopefully this season we won't surrender our position at the top to Bayern Munich once again. But that will end the episode. Thanks for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the RTG very soon.